You stopped everything you were doing because the weight of the world was trying to bend your shoulders, and my spirit brought you here so that you wouldn't lose yourself. I saw when the weariness in your eyes became a physical burden, and when the pressure to be flexible with what is sacred began to haunt your mind like a persistent shadow. This life mentorship is not just a video that crossed your path. It is a decree from heaven to protect your story. You came here because you feel you can't go on anymore, and I tell you, do not compromise your values, for what is at stake is the peace I planted in your heart. Have you ever wondered why, even when an advantage seems to knock on your door, your soul refuses to rest? There is a secret that the system of this world will never tell you. Every inch you yield in your integrity is a kilometer you move away from my purpose. I was there when the king offered the delicacies of his table to my children in Babylon, and I am here now seeing the offer made to you to cut corners. I am he who sustains the worlds with the strength of my word, and if I care for the birds of the air, do you think I would need you to sell yourself to bless you? In this journey that we begin now, I will rebuild your spiritual backbone and show you that success without principles is merely a golden cage. Stay with me until the last breath of this word, for I have reserved a clear answer for your dilemma, and in the end, I will whisper a phrase in your ear that will be your armor for the coming days. Those who remain until the end will receive prophetic guidance that will change the way you perceive every invitation the world makes to you. If this touch from heaven is reaching your innermost being now, and you feel that these words were written for your moment, let me know who you are. Tell me in the comments what your name is, where on earth you're listening to me from, and what time the clock shows in your house at the moment you decided to stop and listen to me. Feel your heart opening now, like a cry that can no longer be contained, and let your soul write in these letters what it feels. My Lord God, here I am. I signed up because I love you and desperately want to hear you. I saw you in the kitchen, the coffee cooling in the cup, and your thoughts drifting to that decision you have to make tomorrow. I saw the slight tremor in your hands and the feeling that the sky seemed made of bronze, closed to your pleas. The world tells you it's just a small detour, that everyone does it this way, that to reach 60 or 70 years old safely, you need to know how to play the game. But I ask you, what good is it to gain the whole world and lose the light that shines in your eyes when you look in the mirror? Integrity is not a burden, it is your protection. When you decide not to negotiate what is non-negotiable, you create a space for my glory to manifest in ways that money could never buy. But beware, my daughter, because the offer the world makes you now has a false shine that hides an invisible chain, and what I will reveal to you next about this banquet they offered you will change everything you think about prosperity. You think you are missing an opportunity, but you haven't yet seen what I am hiding from you to free you from the snare. Tell me, in the silence of your soul, what is it in you today that the world is trying to buy that you know belongs only to me? Write in the comments to seal this beginning. I am non-negotiable, but pay attention, because what I am going to show you now about the golden offer that surrounds you is something you haven't yet perceived. And the danger is greater than you imagine. The world whispers to you that it's just a detail, a small omission, a reality adjustment that no one will notice. I saw when you received that offer, the one that promised to ease the burden of your bills and bring the rest you so desperately crave in your early morning prayers. The brilliance was intense, almost blinding, and for a moment, your heart raced. You felt a chill down your spine and cold sweat on your palms because deep down where my voice echoes, you knew that path had a price that cannot be paid with money. The system you live in is an expert at creating dazzling shop windows to hide dark dungeons. They offer you convenience, shortcuts, quick success that seems like the answer to all your fears. But what they don't tell you is that this success comes with an invisible chain, one that wraps around your soul and begins to tighten every time you try to bend your knees to speak with me. Remember what I said to my people. What good is the feast if the food is poisoned? I saw when you were silent in that meeting, or when you hung up the phone and the weight of what was suggested made your shoulders ache physically. You felt a weariness that wasn't physical but spiritual, an exhaustion that not even 8 hours of sleep can cure. This happens because your integrity is the oxygen of your peace. When you start to compromise your values, you start to hold your breath. I didn't create you to live suffocated by the expectations of others or by greed disguised as opportunity. I created you to walk with your head held high, with the transparency of someone who has nothing to hide from me, nor from yourself. This golden offer that now surrounds you, this voice that says you're being foolish for being so righteous, is just a test of endurance. The world wants to know if you have a price, but I already gave you infinite value on the cross. Don't trade your eternal inheritance for a bowl of lentils that will satisfy you for an hour and leave you hungry for the rest of your life. I am your provider. If I closed that door that seemed so attractive, it was to prevent you from being led to a place where my presence could not follow you in the same way. Trust in my timing and my provision, for what I have for your hands does not require you to stain your heart. Before we move forward, let me ask you something that touches the core of your being. When was the last time you felt that your peace was worth more than any financial benefit? Write it below to seal this commitment of loyalty. My peace is sacred. But do not think that your renunciation will go unnoticed, for what I prepare for those who prefer the furnace to the banquet is something that human eyes cannot yet glimpse. And what I will reveal to you next about your protection will surprise you. At this moment, when my voice penetrates the layers of your soul, I invite you to look at what you have built with me. Integrity is not just what you refrain from doing, but also what you choose to plant with love and faithfulness. I see every effort you make to keep this channel alive so that other lives, as weary as yours, may also hear my whisper of hope. If your heart feels gratitude for this moment of divine mentorship, I extend an invitation to you, born from my generosity towards yours. If it is possible for you, only if it is possible, transform your gratitude into a seed of love for this channel. Consider my love and that of my son Jesus, and contribute using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There you will find the place where your offering of love can be deposited and consecrated before the Creator of all things. You can contribute any amount you wish. If you want a different amount, just type in the desired value. And always remember, only what fits in your heart, without pressure, without burdens. I receive each gesture with infinite love. The amount itself doesn't matter, because what matters to me is the heart with which it is given. For what is little for you can be much for the one who receives it, and for the continuation of this work that reaches so many afflicted hearts. Whoever contributes any amount with a sincere heart, don't forget to leave your name and city along with your contribution, because on the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on our channel and page, Divine Love, the Voice of God, your name will be remembered, mentioned in gratitude, and covered with divine blessings released in prayer for our entire community. For it is written in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 9, "Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your produce. Every offering made in faith is a precious seed before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to bear fruit from any of them in due time for your harvest. I see in secret your willingness to uphold what is holy, and I reward you in the sight of all with peace that surpasses all understanding." Remain with me until the end of this message, for I still want to touch your heart with my voice in a way you have never experienced before. Do you remember those 3 young men who defied an entire empire just to avoid defiling their souls with what was offered on the table of an earthly king? I was there watching every beat of their hearts, just as I watch yours now. They gazed at the royal banquet, smelled the aroma of succulent meats, and saw the gleam of golden goblets. But deep in their eyes, the only thing that shone was their faithfulness to me. The world offers you a banquet every day, my daughter. He offers you immediate gratification, the recognition of men, and the security of a full bank account, as long as you accept to partake in the poison of dishonesty or moral shortcuts. I saw when you were in that room, the icy air conditioning seemed insufficient to contain the heat of your indignation, and cold sweat ran down your neck as you listened to being told you needed to be smarter. The pressure to conform to the system is like the heat of that furnace that has been heated 7 times hotter. You feel your face burning, you feel breathless, and the urge to simply give in so that the pain stops. But listen to what I tell you. The furnace was not made to destroy you, but to reveal who walks with you in the midst of the flames. When you decide that your values are not for sale, you cease to be just an ordinary person and become a living monument to my grace. I saw when you preferred dignified silence to gossip that would give you an advantage. I saw when you chose the truth, even knowing it could cost you that position or that 20-year friendship. For it is written in the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verses 17 and 18. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. This is the attitude that moves heaven. Notice that they didn't ask not to enter the fire. They simply decided that inside or outside of it, integrity was non-negotiable. And you know what happened? The fire didn't burn their skin or scorch their clothes. The fire only burned the ropes that bound them. Your faithfulness will burn away the shackles that fear and scarcity have tried to place on you. As you walk through this empty kitchen now, or as you look out the window of this bus feeling the weight of the world, understand that the banquet of men ends in hangover and emptiness, but my presence in the furnace brings a peace that no one can explain. You are not alone in this heat. There is a fourth man walking with you among the embers of your difficult decisions. Before we continue, let your heart speak to me. Have you ever felt that your righteousness has left you isolated, as if you were walking alone on a rocky road? Write here in the comments so that I may seal your strength. God is my rock. But I haven't finished shaping your courage yet, for there's a secret about your daily walk that I've prepared to give you now, something that will sustain your steps when the early morning seems too long. And what I'm about to show you is the gift I've kept for your intimacy. I see the marks the world tries to leave on your soul when you decide to say no. The weariness you feel when you lay your head on the pillow after an exhausting day fighting to keep your principles intact doesn't go unnoticed by my eyes. I know that often in the silent early mornings, doubt tries to whisper that your honesty isn't worth the effort, or that your integrity is too heavy a burden to carry alone. Therefore, so that your spiritual spine doesn't bend before the storms, I want to be with you not only in these minutes but in every dawn of your journey, like a remedy for the pains that no one else can see. If your heart desires to go deeper with me, and strengthen your faith so as not to succumb to the illusory banquets of this system, know that I have prepared something special for your journey. I have left you a gift in the form of a journey that I wrote with much love and care for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book called Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to be your daily nourishment and your constant companion in moments when the silence of your home seems too heavy and you need clear direction so as not to lose your way. It will be your guide when the world's proposals try to obscure my light within you. For it is written in Psalm 119 verse 105, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path." This guide to intimacy will be like a balm for the wounds that the world opens and a shield against the arrows of temptation that try to make you negotiate what is sacred. Access to this care material is also available via the link in this video's description and in the first pinned comment. And my beloved daughter, if today is not possible for you, do not condemn yourself or allow guilt to reach you. Remain with me here because I will also sustain you through this message and my invisible embrace that surrounds you now, and so that your heart may rest and not be confused by the worries of this technological world. Soon after you register, access will arrive directly in the email you registered. There you will find all the correct instructions, explained step by step, so that you can begin to walk closer to me today, without any complications. Do not allow your flame to be extinguished for lack of spiritual fuel. I am here to renew your strength. Breathe deeply now, feel my peace invading your environment and trust. Remain with me, because what I will reveal to you about the true value of your soul and the beauty of an unnegotiable life has not yet been fully said. I saw you sit on the sofa in that silent room, the television light off, leaving only the faint, cold glow of your cell phone in your hands. You were looking at the numbers, the due dates, feeling that lump in your throat that seems like it will never go away. The world, with its cynical voice, tries to put a price tag on your loyalty, your truth, and your sleep. They think that every human being has a specific value for which they would accept turning a blind eye to injustice or taking a step outside of my light. But I created you with an essence that cannot be bought with silver or gold from any mine on this earth. Your soul was molded in the fire of my own glory. And when you refuse to be labeled by the system, you affirm before all the angels that your master is the king of the universe. Do you feel the weight of the silence in the empty kitchen as you prepare tea to calm your nerves? I am there smelling the aroma of the herbs with you. I see the accumulated weariness in your eyes when you look at yourself in the bathroom mirror and no longer recognize the vibrant woman you used to be, because the world has tried to mold you, squeeze you, diminish you so that you fit into the molds of convenience. But your decision not to sell yourself, not to accept that dubious commission, not to lie to protect those who don't deserve your protection, is exactly what sustains your peace in the early hours of the morning. You may have fewer coins in your pocket today, but you have my approving gaze upon you, and that is worth more than all the treasures of Babylon. For it is written in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 26, "For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? I ask you now, with the sweetness of a father who knows every fiber of your being, how much is your right to pray without feeling ashamed worth? How much is the brilliance of your honesty worth in the eyes of your children and grandchildren? You are a rare jewel that the enemy tried to buy with crumbs, but I have already paid the price in blood for you. When you say no to what is wrong, you say a resounding yes to the throne of my grace. Do you feel that warmth beginning to warm your chest now? It is my hand removing the weight of that decision they tried to force you to make. You are not merchandise. You are an heir. And an heir does not negotiate with those who only want to steal her peace. Your integrity is what guarantees that, when you close your eyes tonight, my spirit will find a place of rest in your heart, without noise, without shadows, only with the transparency of my presence. Before we continue, answer me from the depths of your soul. What part of your story do you feel the world tried to tarnish, but that you decided to keep only for me? Write it here in the comments so that heaven may record your victory, my treasure. Don't go away, because what I'm about to reveal to you is the exact point where your eyes finally meet mine, and you will understand why the success I have prepared for you will never require you to stop being who I created you to be. The mystery of your true identity is about to be unveiled. I see you now standing before that mirror in the corner of the room, or perhaps observing your distorted reflection in the living room window as the afternoon fades and the streetlights begin to flicker outside. You look at your face and sometimes search for that woman who believed that life would be simpler, that justice would be automatic. You see the marks around your eyes, the signs of unforgiving time, and for a moment, doubt assails you. Was it worth being so righteous while so many around you seem to prosper through deceit? You feel the cold creep up your feet on the ceramic floor, and the silence of the house seems to whisper that you've been left behind, that your honesty has made you obsolete in this world of cunning people. But banish that lie from your heart, for it is precisely in that silence, when you remove the masks and armor, that your eyes finally meet mine. I don't see you as the world sees you. I don't measure you by your bank balance, nor by the brilliance of your external achievements. When I look at you, I see the beauty of a soul that preferred the pain of integrity to the comfort of lies. I see every night you cried hidden in your pillow because you felt wronged, but still, at dawn, chose to do what was right. The success I have for you is not a sandcastle that any wind of crisis can carry away. It is an eternal inheritance that begins within you. For it is written in the first book of Samuel, chapter 16, verse 7. The Lord does not see as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Understand, my daughter, that true prosperity will never require you to cease being who I created you to be. If an invitation compels you to hide your faith, silence your conscience, or wound your essence, that invitation does not come from me. I am the God who opens paths in the desert and makes water spring from the rock. If I have called you to a place of prominence, I will sustain you there without you needing to compromise even a millimeter of your character. Those who climb the ladder through corruption are terrified of falling, but those whom I exalt walk on firm ground, because the foundation of their house is my truth. Do you feel that tightness in your chest lessening now? It is clarity returning to your thoughts. You are not slow, you are constant. You did not miss the opportunity, you were preserved from a snare. Where the world sees loss, I see investment in eternity. When our eyes meet at this moment, I am returning to you the dignity they tried to steal from you, and showing you that your identity is sealed in me, and not in the approval of those who do not know your worth. Before we move on to the moment when I will strengthen your structure for the new days, let me ask you a question. If you had to choose between the applause of the world and my smile in secret, what would truly bring peace to your heart today? Write it here in the comments so that your soul can declare its choice. Your smile is enough for me. But prepare your spirit, because the awakening of a strength you didn't even know you had is about to happen. And what I will reveal to you next about your spiritual backbone will change your posture before any giant. I feel the vibration of your soul as your posture begins to change before this word. Do you know that weight you carried, that made your neck bend and your eyes always seek the ground in a sign of defeat? I am removing this burden now. I am rebuilding your spiritual backbone, vertebra by vertebra, with the strength of my own spirit. You were not made to be a leaf in the wind, carried away by any offer of easy profit or any fear of scarcity. You were made to be like the oak whose roots drink from my source and whose trunk refuses to bend before the system. I saw you in the hallway of that hospital, or perhaps at the counter of that store, feeling the cold sweat pouring down and the urge to scream that you couldn't take it anymore. That was the moment your flesh trembled but your spirit rose. You said a silent no that echoed in all the spheres of heaven. From today onward, your authority will not come from what you possess, but from who you are in me. When you enter a place, the atmosphere changes, not because you are better than others, but because your integrity shines like a light that exposes the shadows. The world tries to convince you that moral flexibility is intelligence, but I tell you that spiritual firmness is real power. For it is written in the letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verses 13 and 14, "Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Stand therefore, having girded your loins with truth." This truth is what keeps you standing when everyone else falls for 30 pieces of silver. You have 45, 50, 60, or 70 years of history, and each scar you carry is a trophy from a battle where you decided not to sell yourself. I'm giving you a new firmness in your steps now. Where there was hesitation before, now there will be certainty. Where there was fear of tomorrow before, now there will be the rest of one who knows that the owner of tomorrow is their best friend. You don't need to shout to be heard. Your stance as an unwavering daughter speaks louder than any human argument. Feel the strength returning to your legs, the warmth rising through your back, and the clarity returning to your mind. You are my pride on earth. Before we seal this encounter and I give you the final key, let me ask you, what do you feel rising within you now that gives you the certainty that nothing in this world will break you? Write it here in the comments so the universe records that you have awakened to your strength. I am firm. But don't leave yet, for the final mystery I promised you at the beginning is about to be revealed, and the answer that will change your days lies in the whisper I've saved for this closing. Now that the shadows of doubt have been dispelled and the light of my truth has penetrated the recesses of your soul, I want you to understand why all this happened. This mentorship wasn't just about money, work, or ethical principles. It was about your prophetic destiny. I brought you here to remind you that you are not an accident, nor a byproduct of the bitter circumstances you've lived through. You are my project, designed with precision, love, and a dignity that the system tried to erase but couldn't. Every challenge you faced to keep your honor intact was in fact elite training for what I am about to place in your hands. I see your heart beating stronger now, feeling that peace that surpasses all understanding flood your living room, your bedroom, your entire life. You came seeking direction, a light at the end of the tunnel, and I offer you my own hand to guide you. Do not fear the offers that will come tomorrow, nor the giants that will try to intimidate you, for I am already there in your future, preparing the royal banquet for those who refused the crumbs of the world. Your faithfulness and your refusal to negotiate what is sacred have opened a crack in heaven that no earthly force has the power to close. Remember the promise I made at the beginning of our conversation. A clear answer, a golden key to your heart. This key is the supernatural strength that will sustain you when the offers return, and when weariness tries to convince you to give up. The phrase I whisper to your heart now, and which should be your battle motto, your seal of victory, and your cry of gratitude in the face of any obstacle, is this: I can do all things through him who strengthens me. He writes this phrase right now in the comments as an act of unwavering faith and total surrender. Let these words become flesh in your story. By writing, I can do all things through him who strengthens me, you are signing a contract of total dependence on me and absolute independence from the vanities and pressures of this world. Those who write with faith receive at this very moment an anointing of renewed strength to resist, to stand firm, and to prosper with clean hands and a pure heart. Our conversation doesn't end with this video. I still have deep secrets to reveal to you and directions that only my intimate friends can know. If you wish to continue hearing my voice and dive even deeper into the ocean of my love, I invite you to seek out our playlist of prophetic messages here on the Divine Love channel, The Voice of God. There I will continue to speak to you, step by step, detail by detail, until your victory is complete. Walk with your head held high, my beloved daughter. The world may try to put a price on you, but you already belong to the King, and your value is incalculable. I see your light shining in the darkness. I uphold your home with my faithful right hand. Your worth is eternal, and my love for you has no end.